Yeah, man, what is prog rock? Prog this, prog that. All right, so we talked about that early rockabilly and the electric guitar, but now we're going to start getting in, and then you get the solid body electric guitar. You also get scaled down Buddy Holly, three-piece band, solid body electric guitar. It's loud, right? It's as loud as an orchestra. The drummer can actually beat the wah 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 out of his drums now and not get yelled at from the conductor to be to mellow out. Again, recording. There's going to be a major step in recording thanks to Les Paul and developing the multi-track. Now this multi-track recorder doesn't come out till 65, 66, right? The beginning of the whole Summer of Love and the hippie gen, the end of the hippie generation. And recording is going to make a huge difference because you can hear the early recordings of Elvis and Gene Vincent and all those guys. They, they're all mono. I realize stereo hasn't come out yet. I think that's mid 60s as well as when it's stereo. They're all mono recordings. And we're listening to them on turntables with tube amplifiers, which actually made it sound better. They're nice and warm, and when you crank them up like my dad used to, it's awesome. Okay, so electric guitar, major factor. Recording techniques. Now by 66, Les Paul comes out with a record for the first time since they broke up with Mary called Les Paul Now. And he's recording this sucker on an 8-track machine. So everything's bumping up. Realize what? The Stones, Sgt. Pepper is recorded on 4-track. Most of your Stones are 4-track records. Now again, we'll talk about prog. There's a main jump from the early rockabilly and what Elvis was doing, and then the blues invasion of the British, the English, bringing us the power of the blues. And then another amazing thing is the reverence these English had for this American blues music, and then same with Jimmy Page. You can just feel it, see it, and hear it. The reverence that these guys carried for this old blues music, right? And they're 20, 21 years old. There's a maturity there, and I think that's why it went over so well. They believed in it, they lived it, and they partied it, right? So when we get into recording technique now and the ability to do more multi-tracking, things are jumping up a notch there. It is progress, right? Is it part of prog, what we call prog rock? No, not really, not yet. But Jimi Hendrix comes along and changes everything. But now, again, before Hendrix, the guitar amplifiers we were using, they're all tube amps still, but they're not going in for a distortion sound. The Stones will use that fuzz box, that goofy fuzz box sound on the, Let's Spend the Night Together or whatever, which one it is, right? And later on, Jeff Beck does the same thing with the fuzz box, but that's nowhere near the tone that Hendrix is going to get with his brand new Marshall stack. All right, this is a brand new thing. Nobody else was really playing. And Pete Townsend was playing the Marshall stack. I think Pete was very involved with Jim Marshall and developing the damn thing. But so the timing was perfect. You plug a Strat into a 100-watt Marshall and just put all the knobs on 7 one time and play a chord. And it's a whole nother world underneath your fingertips. And then add a brand new invention called, these fuzz, which were around, I think, for a couple of years now. They're not that old, 2-3 years maybe, something like that. And Hendrix explodes, right? But he's got the equipment to explode like you wouldn't believe. Now, another thing I want to tell you is about Hendrix backstage, 68. Royal Albert Hall concert. He's got a little interview going backstage. He's trying to get a cigarette lit, and he's saying everything's going prog today. You got progressive jazz, you got progressive this, and progressive rock, that. He doesn't say progressive rock, but you know he's the first guy that I know of that ties the two words together: progressive and music, because everything changes right there in 68, 69. The progressive boom all of a sudden comes out, and we'll talk about those guys next.